So, good morning, everybody. It is Christmas Eve. We are playing Farm Sim 19 on Oakfield Farm. It is a hazy early summer's morning. Sorry, can't arrange a Christmas special, but there you go. It's probably time to feed the dog. So, stuff we have to do today. Oh, let's check on the sheeps. Oh, the sheeps need food. Okay, so I am going to take the spray. Actually, we're going to fill the sprayer up. Hopefully we have enough. And then I'm going to set that loose on a worker in all of our various fields that need to be sprayed. Okay. I heard a whispering, and that was me on the stream monitoring PC. Anyway, so as I was saying, we're going to fill this up with fertilizer and set this off on a worker on the 4 fields that still need to be sprayed. So I'm not sure this is going to be enough. And we'll run around in the Lindner and feed the sheep. Feed the sheep and weed the grass. As I said, I think the grass weeding is going to be quite a laborious task that we're going to be doing every single day until late summer when we mow it. But anyway, we'll see where we get to. And make sure which fields. I believe it's 24, 16, 5, maybe 1. 24, 16, 5, and definitely 1. But you can see there's the odd patches of weeds out here that we're going to have to deal with. But the good news is the sunflowers are now growing. A little bit of touch and go there because they can only be seeded on late spring. And we're now early summer. Guess we're going to do the top field first and work our way round. Oh, it's just started. One person is watching me. Yeah. So, anyway, we'll get this thing started. Primary goal on the sheep now is just to keep them alive. They're not producing anything until late winter. So there's nothing for us to be doing with them. I'm going to position that along the rows. Hope. I didn't fill up the entire tank. Oh well. We'll let the worker loose and, well, so Sheep have 12,000, so we need another three bales of wool. Or hay. Sideways. So, okay, that wasn't just yesterday when I was trying to pull it out. I thought we were getting stuck on the next row in, but it looks like we were actually getting stuck also on the row to our left. That's going to make pulling these out a little bit interesting. Probably from the way I stacked it originally. Okay. Lift it and turn the wheels that way. So again, nice thing about four-wheel steering is we do have the ability to almost pull the loader sideways when needed. To what the heck? Okay. I guess I was carrying that a bit low. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be picked up. That's a little bit high. Okay, that should not foul the ground anymore. Okay, turn the water on and we'll walk into a bale of hay, because why not? Yeah. And then from now onwards, as I said, I don't need to worry about their cleanliness. Cleanliness affects production. Sheep aren't producing. So we'll let that pile up. Because it's coming out as grass, it will decay tomorrow. Sure, they'll make more tomorrow, but that's a constantly decaying pile of grass. So for right now, I will put that there. Okay. That there. Good. And then we'll drive over it, because that's always fun. Lift the arms. We're going to get our new weeder and go visit with the grass. So yeah, two possibilities coming up when we go to precision farming. we'll only need one layer of fertiliser at a time if we bother. I mean, it might be that we harvest the grass, we don't bother fertilising it, we harvest it again, okay, now it needs some. Depends, you know, how much nitrogen it uses up. Oh, I should actually remember to shut the gate. So we might be able to go back to using herbicide on the grass. The other thought is if we're moving over to, what is it, the Farming Agencies map, then we might not be able to do this with our Lindner because we can't put narrow wheels on it. So I might need to get myself a different or another small tractor which can use small row crop tyres. Also the question of whether the weeder will destroy the grass too, because if that's a thing then having a weeder is not going to be an option. Kind of hoping it is, because this is the sort of job that probably doesn't take that long. Episode 50 indeed, and welcome to Christmas Eve. Yes, I was kind of stunned when I was putting up last night's, or today's YouTube installment from yesterday's stream. So, wow, we're on 50 already. Which means we've probably been running for a little less than 12 months. Because we had the whole moving gig, a couple of weekends off for vacations and the like. And yeah, the odd holiday here and there. But okay, it thinks there's some behind us. I think I got that. Carefully, I do not see any weeds there, so that's fine. Some over here. I think Lawfolks went getting on for 80. Looks like, from where I'm sitting, that looks like we got them all. Oh no, it's all over there. Just there, you can barely see them. Okay, I'm going to call that field done. So now we'll drive back up to the top. I'm going to leave the gate open because the sprayer's going to come back through here. So that's kind of a quick, easy job. But it is going to be a daily task, I think. I might try skipping a day tomorrow and doing it day 3 midsummer. See if the weeds have grown out of control or whether they're still okay. But if that keeps happening, we'll slowly extend out, see how critical is we do it every day. Oops. This is a job that we can't leave to the worker because he doesn't hunt for weeds, he just okay, good grief. We're at the top end, so there's the edge, there's that corner over there, but he's pretty much done. Let's at least this side of the field. Swing that boom around. Oh yeah, I can see where he went, where he hasn't, so that makes things a bit easier. But this job will be much easier, precision farming, because you will use less fertilizer because it's all applied as a top-up. Big problem where I'm concerned is I have to run into spring next year to figure out if removing the add-on straw harvest DLC was the culprit for my grass not growing every spring. But also the rows go the other way. Let's do that as the worker. So he's going that way. He'll fill that triangle as best he can. We'll head back to the lid now. Directly in front of me, which I should probably come from this angle. But if we can't fix the grass, then obvious consideration is moving to the farming agency map, but then we can't do precision farming until they put their own map in, their own soil map in there, because they've got the extra crops. The extra crops, the nitrogen requirements for those are not in the base game precision farming. They have to be added by the map maker. I could shoot them a question and ask if they're planning to add a precision farming map on their map, and then just make the decision to go with that one. Okay, it looks like the edges of these fields are actually growing as well, so I'm not sure I really like the partially grown texture on this map. It's a little bit confusing. Okay. Take a tour around the map. Take a tour around the field, see if we see anything else. I think for the most part we've got it all. you're looking that way. Okay, we're done. So, nice quick job. For some reason, and I don't know what it is, but both first year and second year, we harvested the grass in fall. We fertilised it, it started to regrow, and then winter comes. When winter comes, the grass gets reset. And the reset on the grass fields that we have mowed, or sorry, the reset on the grass fields that weren't fully grown, they didn't start regrowing. So the grass field was failed grass effectively. So I had to plough up the field and replant it as grass. And I had to do that at the end of year one as well. Now I think we did mow the cow pasture, or the pasture behind the cow barn last year, but I only mowed it once in early summer because I didn't have my expected late spring grass in the two fields we just weeded. And I needed, I kind of needed the extra grass, so it was a case of, well, I own this grass, so I'll just mow this and use it for now. Reseeded those two fields, and they then grew summer and in fall, and I harvested them I think around mid-fall because I'd noticed they weren't growing correctly earlier in spring, and left them. And then winter came, the grass got destroyed on all of the fields, but the grass didn't regrow on those two fields again. So that's an issue. Now I've got a feeling it might be the straw harvest add-on, the one that allows you to make the hay and straw pellets. And if that's the case, then in theory removing that mod should eliminate that problem. But if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to plough and reseed my grass fields every single year, and that's kind of not right. So for right now, oh, actually, we bought, I'm an idiot. We bought ourselves another grass field up here, actually two of them. Oh, we got hay. So I don't think this field can get weeds because it's mat grass. It's not a defined field. This field up here I bought yesterday, and yeah, we've got weeds in here, so I should have. Maybe we'll grab the Fent and do it, since the Fent doesn't have anything on the back. That's the limber. Let's turn that off. Might take the weights off this as well. But yeah, so we have some issues with grass on this map, and I'm assuming it's a mod conflict rather than it's designed not to work that way. But I also, as part of ongoing play, I want to add the precision farming DLC to this playthrough. But I'm kind of having to wait until all the fields have been harvested, because what I don't want is, okay, we'll add precision farming, all of my fields suddenly drop to a 65% yield. My income for this year will be absolutely horrible. So plan is we won't add it until the fields are empty, and then we can start everything completely from scratch, building up as we go. but I don't think Oxygen David's going to add a precision farming soil map to this map, because he's kind of said he's done with this map. This map is complete, and the same with all the others he's done. Lone Oak, Marwell Manor. That every map that Oxygen David's done. When he started working on Chellington and Calmsden, he basically said, "Okay, this is the last patch I'm going to release for these." So I'm not sure if that's it. The fact that we now have precision farming, whether he'll go back and say, well, I will add for a precision farming map for you guys. But the farming agency team took over a lot of Oxygen David's maps. Added additional crops, added crop destruction 2.0, whatever that entails. A more complex animal feeding regime, and a couple of other enhancements. They had to build in their own geo, because standard geos only include information for in-game crops. So if you add other crops, there's no way for them to know how or when that's supposed to happen. So that's this screen here. If you had rye or carrots, there's no base temperature or planting period for those crops. This one, whether they're frost resistant or drought resistant, that all needs to be coded in, and that has to be put into the geo. And so Farming Agency has done that for the geos, so you can't use an alternate geo when you're playing on their maps, because this one, because of those extra crops. Or you learn to code and make your own geo that includes the additional crops. But why do that when they're making a geo specifically tailored to the map? The geo I'm using is basically, if it's correct, it's close to where this map is situationally in the real world. I think I'm one county over. It would be like using an Ohio geo for a Pennsylvania farm. It's close, it's not exact, but I mean, heck, as far as America goes, sometimes you want an East Ohio and West Ohio geo because they're a little bit different, or especially if you did Texas, that would definitely be, because West Texas is desert and East Texas is getting close to swampland. But it's the tailoring of it, and also your precision farming, which has got all of the nitrogen and pH requirements for each of the crops, or no, it's just nitrogen for the crops. But if you don't include the additional crops on your map, then the game would not know what the ideal nitrogen level for your stuff would be. I'm going to remove the wheel weights from this, I think. Maybe go to normal tyres. Let's go and have a look, see what it looks like. Customize. We're at 240 horse. Standard tyres. We don't need twins. And we can have narrows. I'm not inclined to narrows, but I think standard tyres will be fine. We've got the front fender, we've got the rear mud guard. Got the actually,
Can I have a cookie?
yeah,
Do you want a cookie?
no,
Do they want a cookie?
yeah,
Captain Zink.
yeah.
Hey, Captain Zink, you want a cookie?
Okay.
There's no answer.
No answer.
No answer.
240. So we're back to. I don't know if I had the 240 engine in, but I think the 200's probably adequate.
I don't computer.
One.
One computer?
Huh?
One computer?
One cookie.
I know, I have a computer too.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said, can I have one or two? Because we're not using this for high traction.